Hi, I'm Sandra and I'm an osteopath and I'm a Pilates instructor and I'm the owner of Aligned Wellness. Right, so the story of Aligned Wellness. So I qualified as an osteopath in 2009 and I was working as an associate osteopath at different practices in Kent and in East Sussex. But whilst I was working there, I also had just a bed in a spare room at home and I used to treat patients there. And I did that for a good 10 years, and then COVID hit in 2020. So we were at the practice and studio at home for about 4.5 years. During that time, we built quite a big client base, both in the osteopathy and the Pilates, and there's often quite a crossover between the two services because they complement each other quite well. We built a community, which was lovely because it then became a space that people could come to kind of feel better both mentally and physically. And yeah, it's kind of grown from strength to strength really since then. So when COVID hit in 2020, I couldn't work anymore at the practice I was in town because of the restrictions. But the demand for work was still there. And we decided to convert the garage at home into a practice room. And we had a purpose-built studio at the back. And I bought 4 reformer machines and had the Pilates studio at the back and then the practice room in the front. And that is where which was Aligned Osteopathy and Pilates, which we then rebranded in 2025 as Aligned Wellness. So here we offer Reformer Pilates. We offer clinical Pilates one-to-one, so rehabilitation and or people just want a one-to-one service. We offer osteopathy, we offer physiotherapy, reflexology, hypnotherapy, acupuncture. We offer massages, so sports massages. We offer lymphatic massages. We've had some lovely, lovely people joining our team who complement our ethos and our vision here. So lymphatic massages, wellness massages, yeah, somatic therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, Indian head massage. I mean, there's a lot, and then we have more to come as well. So at the moment, that's what we're offering. Osteopathy, I got into because I've always been interested and fascinated by the human body from when I was a young child. And even at school, I always enjoyed learning about the human body, what it does, how it works, how to fix it when it's not working. And so I always knew I was going to end up in a profession that involved the human body. So I liked osteopathy because you have the interaction with the people and you're helping them along their journey. Yeah, that's why I chose osteopathy. I accidentally got into Pilates, actually. It was my sister-in-law who took me to a reformer Pilates class. And I just thought it was just one of those, just going for a stretch with old people, or that's the misconception I had. And boy, was I wrong. I was humbled, I was excited, I was fascinated about how Pilates works and how it makes your body so strong and supports it at the same time. So I got curious, started researching about Pilates, and I did my course in clinical Pilates with APPI with my friend Anna, who's also an osteopath, and we've been on that journey since really. Ended up having a reformer, just one machine at home in our spare room, and I used to just treat my clients there and just used to do rehab one-to-one there. And then that grew to our studio that had 4 machines, and then to here, now we've got 8 machines. So yeah, that's how I got into Pilates, but it was more for the rehabilitation side of things, and I've fallen in love with it, and it's a part of my life, and I love it. I've been an osteopath for 17 years now. 2018. I've been teaching Reformer. I've been doing Pilates since 2018 and Reformer Pilates since 2020. So within osteopathy, I do obviously the hands-on manual osteopathy. So that could include sort of massages, soft tissue work, manipulations. I use dry needling as well, which is like the acupuncture needles. I use cupping. I use quite a few tools actually. I use like the massage gun. Recently trained in Shockwave, and that's been a game changer, especially for more the chronic tendinitis type of symptoms. That's been amazing. But they are my main ways of treating, as well as cranial osteopathy, which is amazing, especially when treating babies and adults as well. So I've got quite a few tools in my toolbox, so to say. I was trained in clinical Pilates, which is it takes the principles of classical Pilates and makes them more rehab friendly. So you're aware of how people move and the different positions and how to best treat them, especially if they have certain medical conditions or they've just had surgery or something like that that's very specific. So I would like to say my kind of Pilates is almost like a hybrid. So there are lots of principles of the classical Pilates in there, but also a lot of the clinical side, because I'm always reading bodies, and a lot of people actually get amazed how I figured out that they've got a tight hip just from how they were moving on the machine, you know, kind of that kind of thing. So it's kind of a hybrid of classical Pilates, contemporary Pilates, and clinical Pilates. The main kind of success story that I would think of, and this is one that happens quite a lot, and this is why a lot of people end up coming to us, is, you know, someone's in spasm in a bad way, they are, you know, they can't move, or they're bent over, they can't turn their head one way, and they come in for a treatment and they feel so much better. They come out straighter, they can walk better. Sometimes you get those immediate effects, and that's really quite nice for them and for me to see that I've made a difference to their life. But that's a really, really common one, and it never gets old. I never get tired of that feeling of having helped somebody, and even just the happiness and the amazement of how quickly sometimes the sessions do work. That's what's quite nice. Yeah, again, plenty. But one that really is close to my heart, and yeah, this one's a nice one. So I had a lady come into our class. She was, you know, a little bit overweight, and she'd had a, you know, really bad accident, and her balance was all over the place, and she just needed some rehabilitation. So she came in for that, but in a small group setting, and she has grown from strength to strength. So what Pilates has done for her was almost re-educate her nervous system. So after she had the accident, she had lost almost like her balance and some control of her body in some regard, and the coordination. And doing the Pilates, because you have to concentrate so much on what your body's doing. You can't be thinking about, oh my gosh, did I put the washing out? You can't. You have to concentrate on your body and what you're doing, as well as breathing. But all of that has helped her so much. Like now, she's able to do the things that she enjoys doing. She's lost weight, she feels vibrant, she's got a new lease of life, and it's so lovely to see. And you're making a difference, but you're making a difference to someone's life, but they're doing it themselves. I find it quite empowering for the people that come here, because there's things that they think, I couldn't possibly do that, and then the persistence and the consistency of their practice, they're like, oh my gosh, I remember I never used to be able to do this, or I was on that spring or that spring. So it's just nice when you see people's progressions. But yeah, that one is a really good example of a success story. And this is why I love what I do, and the differences that you can make to people's lives. It's not just about how you look aesthetically. Yes, it's important, but it's not always about that. Sometimes it's about how you feel, and some of the wins that some people might not even think about, but they are wins for that person. And I'm so happy and glad and privileged to be a part of that journey. For fun, what's that? For fun, I like to hang out with my kids and my husband. I like to go for days out, and I also like a lot of me time. So I love a spa day, and I like nice spas. So I like to go to spas and just have a chill out time, whether by myself or with friends, or sometimes with my husband too. That's nice. So yeah, spending time with friends and family is nice. It's important to me. And yeah, having a good time. Karaoke, actually, karaoke. I love karaoke. I can sing, not very well, but I like to think I am very good. Others might think otherwise, but I don't care.
So I'm Melanie Brahm and I'm a Pilates instructor. I'm also a life coach, ex-dancer and mum. I've been teaching Pilates for 22 years now, so quite a long time. I teach predominantly classical Pilates, that's my training, but I keep a little bit of the dance influence in the classes. I like fluidity and I have a very keen eye for detail. My first introduction to Pilates was when I was a dance student, so 17 or 18, and we had the instructors from the Royal Ballet Company come to teach us a workshop, and it really landed with me the next day when I could feel physically the impact of those very small exercises, just how much it could really influence your body. And I suppose injuries then in the dance career led me back to Pilates, firstly for myself, and then I just fell in love with it. Yeah. There's been lots of wins over the years. I've had a long time to meet a lot of people, and there's been a lot of really lovely human connections through the work. I feel that I can provide a really safe space for people to come into. The body holds not just the mechanical aspect of us, but also the emotional. So I tend to realise that we're dealing with both of those at the same time. One of my biggest wins, I think, was a young lady when I had my studio in France who had come in, and although she was only in her 20s, she'd been in a bad accident as a teenager and had a hip replacement and a partial pelvis replacement and could not flex her hip joint sufficient that she could sit in a normal chair. So she was impacted on a daily basis. Walking was uncomfortable, working for a living was difficult for her, and in the 2 years that she came to the studio, her entire life turned around. Not only did she become much more able physically, she gained a lot of strength and flexibility through the work, but it was like her inner self was freed through this, and she just became this very open, happy, smiley person. Her personal life took a completely different turn, and last I heard of her, she was moving to a new city to live with a new partner and start a new job, and yeah, all was well. So probably one of the most memorable stories, I think. Yeah. I still love anything to do with dancing, any excuse, whether it's at a party or in a dance studio. I still try to do that for pleasure. I also love anything that's to do with the arts. So whether it's a great movie or anything that's happening in the theatre, live theatre, music. So all of those things, yeah, good fun for me.
My name is Anna. I am an osteopath. I graduated in 2008. I then went on to qualify as a matwork instructor in Pilates in 2018, along with our lovely Sandra. And then in 2020, we undertook our Pilates Reformer courses. So we've been doing it since then. I did human biology at A-level. Was always really interested in how the body worked. I did a degree up at Leeds University in biomedical sciences. After doing that, I wanted to apply what I learnt, so I went in and did another degree in osteopathy. So I really like osteopathy because I feel like it's a combination of hands-on work to help relieve tension from the body, and also we're able to guide people with exercises. So I feel like we're a bit of everything, you know. I think it gives the patient a really good all over like treatment basically. So but I did find that when I was treating patients, I was giving them exercises which they were going to do. However, I felt like there was a gap in my knowledge, and so I decided that Pilates would be a really good adjunct into osteopathy. So then I started teaching mat work, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and I think gives really good basics, really good core strength and flexibility. And then I went in to do the Reformer because Sandra convinced me it was a good thing to do, and I'm so glad I listened to her because I love teaching Reformer. It's great fun. It can help people if they're struggling with certain movements, because we can add the springs to help them, or we can take the springs off to make it harder, and we all know that sometimes we like to work a bit harder. So actually, recently I had a lady join my mat work lessons, and she was in need of a hip replacement. She's only in her 40s, early 40s, and I'd recommended a consultant because a friend of mine had had a hip replacement at the age of 37. And she said, "Do you know what, 2 terms ago I would have bitten your hand off for that information." She said, "However, after doing 2 months of Pilates, my hip is so much better, I can get in and out of the car without having to lift my leg now." So she's really come on leaps and bounds, and at some point she'll probably have to have a hip replacement, but the fact that she'll be stronger and more resilient, and her rehab will be so much better because of all the prehab she's put in. So, you know, Pilates can make a real difference to people's lives with respect to whether it be hip pathology, bad backs, poor neck stability. It offers an awful lot to a whole variety of people, whether they're very fit or the beginning of the journey. I go to the gym, I like to do some boxing training, I like to eat a lot of food, and I do like a cheeky glass of red wine every now and then.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm a Pilates instructor here at Aligned Wellness. I first did my training in 2022. Well, I actually came across Pilates a long time ago, so when I was a professional dancer. It was just starting to be introduced as part of our training, and I was really young and thought I knew everything and was a bit like, I don't know about this, but it's part of my training. And then I left dance and I had my children, and when I came back to dance, I studied again at university, and I was obviously older and wiser, and was like, oh, do you know what? They were onto something with this, and it's all about that nice longevity and building that strength in your body, and then it just took off from there. Oh yeah, I've got loads. I think one of my favourite ones to always mention is I work closely with a one-to-one client who has Down syndrome, and she's just turning 16 now, 17, and we started with very basic exercises, just trying to build some strength and building an awareness of her posture, and we've worked on those for a number of years now, and she's so strong and her posture is just amazing, and her walking gait has changed, and it's just been a real privilege to share that journey with her. My youngest is a swimmer, so I spend a lot of time sitting in swimming pools and at swimming galas just all around the country. My eldest daughter's not long had a baby, so I'm a nanny, so that keeps me quite busy as well, so that's really lovely. And then for myself, I just love walking the dog, reading, and I sometimes like going for a run, but it's not always a like, it's more of a must. It's a love-hate relationship with running.
Hi, my name's Harriet. I've started teaching Pilates, recently trained with Stott over the last year after leaving my corporate job. I would say I teach quite traditionally still. I really enjoyed the Stott method and what they believe Pilates to be, with the precision of every movement, but I also add in a little bit of fun with various pieces of equipment. I started Pilates 3 years ago because of a knee injury from other various exercises. From there, just really fell in love with the method, the benefits I saw it brought to my body and helped rehabilitate my knee. And then I'd always just had it in the back of my mind about training, and then I decided to take the jump last January and signed up. At the time, I thought that's what I wanted to do post-uni, had worked towards that to go into the consulting world, and then over the year just realised it wasn't really for me in terms of the lifestyle and working behind a desk. Really enjoy being around people a lot more and helping them face to face. For fun, I really enjoy eating out with friends and family. Got a big London restaurant list, so if you need any recommendations, let me know. Alongside that, I really enjoy staying fit and healthy, so do a lot of running, of course, Pilates, and just general day-to-day relaxation when needed.
I'm Lenny and I'm an osteopath here at Aligned Wellness, so I could use holistic techniques to help people get better. I've been an osteopath since 2022 and I qualified last year as a specialist paediatric osteopath, so So I do a variety of techniques using craniosteopathy, structural and visceral, and I'm also qualified in shockwave. I'm quite fortunate that I treat a lot of children and babies, and the most success we have is when parents come in saying they've slept, the baby's slept and happy, and the whole family are happy and thriving. I typically see friends, family, shopping and travelling.
My name's Mike England. I'm an osteopath here at Aligned Wellness. I became an osteopath because a friend of mine re-qualified from teaching maybe 15 years ago, and I was a little bit of a guinea pig for his treatments and helping him with his clinic, and it just made some sense, and he helped me out quite quickly, and I enjoyed the way it made me feel and the way he discussed what were the problems and what I was doing to myself to create issues, and just made a lot of sense. And over a number of years I kind of felt I needed to change profession and change what I was doing, and tried a few different things, but osteopathy kept coming back to me, and eventually I kind of looked into it a bit more and found out that it's a common second career for people, and was welcomed into the profession, and probably the best decision I've ever made. It's I enjoy my job. And lots of them really. I mean, anytime you kind of get some relief from pain from people that are really suffering, or even things that have helped relationships. I've had a guy that he was worried about his relationship and was due to go on a special holiday, I think an anniversary holiday, and had been warned that he needed to be okay for this holiday or else. And the poor guy was in tears at points where he was suffering, but over a number of weeks managed to get him to a much better point. And I'm not saying I rescued his relationship, but he got to a much better place and was very happy about it. And so there's lots of little wins. Anytime you're kind of helpful to the patient and they're grateful for what how much better they're moving and what they're doing, then they're all little wins. So there's plenty of them. I'm a golfer for fun, and so I do a little bit of. I'm certified with Titleist as a TPI practitioner, so kind of leaked into my professional life a little bit. But yeah, I'm a golfer. I've played sports all the way through my life, and don't do so much of the running around anymore, so golf kind of fits that. But yeah, I mean, I'm a golfer and would like to be out on the golf course as often as I can be, but it doesn't pay the bills. I'm not that good, so I'll get to the golf course as I can, but other than that, I like being active and getting out there and taking the dog for a walk or going for a bike ride or something. So whatever's available, really.
My name's Nathan Simmons and I'm a hypnotherapist. I've been practicing as a hypnotherapist for just over 5 years now. After 16 years of working in the corporate space as a leadership coach and trainer, I started to see gaps in why people's behaviour wasn't matching what they said they knew they should be doing and why they were holding themselves back. I started to see the gaps, but I didn't have the tools to be able to take people to that safe place, to be able to unpick it and unpack it to help people come back in even more congruent ways, even clearer versions of themselves. So with hypnotherapy, it gave me the opportunity to create safe spaces for people so they could explore their past, so they could explore old events that are still holding them back today. And as a result of being able to do that, they could then change the narrative, shift the voice of the inner critic, stop showing up with the imposter syndrome, the perfectionism, the people pleasing that is basically running their lives and stopping them living the greatest version of who they are. So hypnotherapy gives you the space to actually explore that in really precise and conscious and careful ways to help people be the best version of themselves. Mixed, varied, interesting. So it depends on who I'm working with. If I'm working with women, tends to be looking at the stereotypes, the things that they've been holding on to, the things they've been learned or they've learned to believe about themselves from when they were younger. And it's showing up as people pleasing and perfectionism and procrastination, all of these sorts of things. but often it stems from things that have happened in their teenage years, or perhaps they didn't get the parent they wished they had, or they had experiences that you just really wouldn't want to imagine. There's a lot of women out there holding on to this stuff, unsure, unknowing who to speak to, or playing it down and normalizing these awful experiences or challenging experiences, whatever it is, but still allowing it to affect what's going on with them today to day. So what they're doing is they're reliving the past in the current, which is stopping them from moving into the future. And it makes life more difficult for them. But in that sense, it's as if they need a safe male space to be able to discuss it and reconcile it and explore it, and then be able to kind of change that inner narrative and that inner dialogue, so that actually yesterday stops holding them back and it becomes the foundation for something even more solid, even more concrete, something even more congruent with who they are in order to move forward. And then with the guys, tends to be a little bit more around self-worth. I work with a lot of leaders and entrepreneurs and founders in businesses in the corporate space. And it's about that imposter syndrome. It's about whether they feel worthy of being in the boardroom, whether they feel worthy of the jobs they got and what they're delivering, how they're showing up for their kids and what sort of legacy they're leaving, and how they're raising, well, their children physically at home in a personal setting, but also how they're raising the teams in a professional setting. So there's a real mix of different types of people, but it's all stemming back to that stuff that we didn't get as children. That moment where mum said something or dad didn't do something, that expectation that wasn't met, that just causes us to shut down and get stuck in a moment in time, but without realizing that actually that we're growing up and we're moving forward. And it's like there's that anchor that's holding us back, that's not allowing us to set ourselves free. So each person comes with a different part of that jigsaw puzzle, whether it's a woman, whether it's a man, no matter what it is, the habits, the behaviors that are showing up, the addictions, the nail biting, the drinking, the eating habits, the doing certain things that are either causing us physical harm, emotional hurt, or holding us back. And the moment we see these things, it's got a root in childhood, it's got a root in history, it's a pattern that's just on repeat, and it's like they're walking backwards in a circle with their eyes closed, and then they're wondering why they keep ending up in the same place. So a day in hypnotherapy is helping people to see that pattern so that they can break that cycle, and rather than just flatlining and spinning in a circle, that they actually shift the perspective and they start to spiral upwards and start showing up as who they are, who they truly are, and start living the lives they want to live. Yeah, plenty. One of my favourite ones is actually working in the men's group. It was a group hypnotherapeutic experience, 30 men. I dropped them in. We were working on the parts of the mind that run programs, that run the habits, that run the behaviours. Dropped everybody in, and I'd done the 10-to-1 countdown. And the gentleman to my left looks up at me, kind of shrugs his shoulders, thinking he's not in the hypnotic state. And I didn't think he was in the hypnotic state. And as we went through the process, at the end of the 30-minute process that I'd done with all these guys, I played some music, and just as we played that song, this guy absolutely cracked open. And not realising that he was fully in the state, but just in a very different place. And as a result of being in that space and that cracking open, that emotional release that came with it, he stopped a 16-year weed habit in 45 minutes and hasn't touched it since, and that was 3 years ago. Completely shifted his life, completely shifted my perspective as well of what is a hypnotic state. So there's just this really beautiful experience of me learning even more about hypnotherapy and him learning even more about himself and completely revolutionising the way that he lives. Well, the wonderful thing about working at an osteopath clinic, it means I can do really stupid stuff and then come and see Sandra here, which is really great for my shoulders. No, just kidding. There's a mix of things. I like martial arts. I haven't studied properly for a long, long time. I like indoor bouldering. I like to do physical things that challenge me physically. It has to be puzzles on the move. Whereas when I'm working in martial arts, I'm thinking about the movement, the motion, the where do I need to get to, how do I pull this person into this direction to create this moment. And when I'm working on the walls, bouldering, it's about thinking about where I need to be, how I need to shift my balance, how I need to shift my weight. But the beautiful thing about all of those things is you can't think about other stuff. You have to be in the moment. There's a level of kind of closing down the outside world, getting really intentful and focused on what it is you're doing so that you can solve that problem on the move. For me, this is really important. There's got to be a level of intellect and brain and physicality involved as well. I don't think I can get on a running machine and just do that all day long, or just go to the gym. It's got to be problems, solving, moving. That's kind of what I do for fun, hanging out with my family and hanging out with my daughter and exploring the world. Hanging out with my friends as well. Don't have many of them.
I'm Paola, I'm a massage therapist, I'm Italian, I'm a mum. As long as I remember, about 18, 20 years, you look at me, I look very young, but I'm not. Got a lot of experience in massage therapy. I love the anatomy, I love the body, I love how we function, I love how perfect we are and imperfect. So I just decided to get into it, and more I got to learn, more I got to experience, more I fell in love with. I don't have one specifically, because I do care so much about my patients, and every time that I see one, for the past 18 years, there is an experience, there is a memorable story behind that, the way I've been helping them, the way they come back to me. That's how important my job is. I just care way too much. I like traveling. I like skiing, I like the sport. I go to the gym almost every day. I don't stop, I'm always here and there, and I like new experience. I want to jump from a plane soon, so that is my next goal. Yeah, that's it. You're welcome, thank you.
Hi, my name is Laima and I am acupuncturist. My first encounter with acupuncture was when I was a little girl, and since then I wanted to learn how this magic works. It's about the healing, but the healing not your body aches. It heals your emotions, it fixes your bad lifestyle, and it's just body and emotion and mind connection. That's what acupuncture addresses, and I love it. And I'm very passionate about it, and I'm very happy I chose this career path in my life, because I can help a lot of people. Every time patients leaves room with a smile, it's a success story. You know, you take away stress, you take away the chi stagnation, life gets moved, and it's amazing. My last success story, actually from yesterday, it was a girl who wants to get pregnant, and she hasn't had her periods for a year because of PCOS, and yeah, after 2 treatments we got her periods back, which is amazing. Being middle-aged woman, I got an allotment, and it's a huge fun. It's a huge fun just to grow your own things and to be witness of seasons changing and life coming back and dying and winter coming, and it all starts again. It's like Chinese medicine, we live according all cycles. So that's what I do for fun.
Hi, I'm Jessica and I'm the founder of Skin Love Era. Skin Love Era is about care, connection and confidence. It's about treating skin and the client as an individual, listening to their needs and supporting skin health and well-being and self-confidence. I started Skin Love Era because I genuinely love people and everything skin. I think I've just always been drawn to making people feel better about themselves, and for me, skin confidence plays a huge role in that. It's not about chasing trends or perfection, it's just helping people feel more at ease, comfortable and confident in their own skin. And I just love connecting with different people, love hearing their stories and love being part of their self-care journey. At Skin Love Era, I offer results-driven yet nurturing treatments that are completely tailored to the individual. Every client's skin is different, so I specialise in bespoke skincare plans, concentrating on different skin concerns for different clients and helping to support long-term skin health. I really believe in the power of touch, so hands-on treatments and massage play a massive part in what I love to do. Some of my most popular treatments would be my lymphatic drainage massage, especially for post-surgery or my wood therapy treatment, Indian head massage, and also my face sculpting and lifting massages. For me, if I'm being honest, I've had women and men come to see me that have been unsure about different concern, whether it be a skin concern or a health concern. And I feel if I can let them leave the room feeling more confident and comfortable and at ease, whatever that may be, to me that's success. So if someone leaves my space feeling better about themselves, I'm happy. If I'm not working, you will probably find me on the touchline of a football pitch somewhere. I've spent many years coaching at a local football club, boys and girls, and a senior ladies football team, which my daughter plays for. So if I'm not planning sessions or on the touchline giving some advice during games, you might find me in London. Love my weekends away, love the theatre, love dancing, love to say I love singing, I do, but I'm useless at it. I still give it a try. Love spending time with my family and friends.
Hi, I'm Mike England. I'm an osteopath here at Aligned Wellness, and I've been asked to do a little bit of a discussion about what TPI and what Titleist certification means. TPI are a branch of the company Titleist, who are the biggest golf brand in the world, and the Titleist Performance Institute is their company name. And they've come up with a screening program for helping golfers with their physical issues. So you would do 15 to 16 different basic maneuvers, so things like touching your toes, turning your head, etc. And then depending on how well you perform, it gives you a baseline of how well your movement is and how well you can perform. And then that gives you a baseline to start from, and from there you can work on towards improving your ability to move, and therefore hopefully swing the club a bit better. Yeah, as specific to golfers, it's based on research from all the professionals over the years that are sponsored by Titleist. They've been measured, they've figured out how the best in the world do it and how they move and what kind of ranges of movement that means, and if you can get close, you've got a good chance. No, you don't need to bring any clubs, just need to contact us. We'll give you the details of what is required. You just need a couple of videos of how you swing. Anyone that plays golf, anybody who intends to play golf. But if you're a beginner, this may well help you to move better and get a better understanding of how you produce a golf swing and help you to improve. And then finally, as we age, we'd all like to keep playing as long as possible. So it helps highlight the areas where you're declining perhaps, and those are the areas that you can work on to then keep your mobility so that you end up playing for as long as possible. With the screening, you can figure out whether you've got some movement problems. You may well already be in pain, which many people will see osteopaths or chiropractors or physios for. But if you are suffering or not, there's no point in necessarily waiting until you're in pain. The idea of the screen is to see if you can figure out how well you move. And if you are given the screening by somebody else, i.e. a golf professional, and the movements create pain, then they are supposed to refer you to a medical professional anyway. So it's helpful to have a medical professional that understands your golf swing and understands how the swing may be causing you your pain or may be leading to some pain later on. So it's worth tying the two together, and then being medical professionals, we may well be able to manipulate things to sort of speed up recovery and get you back on track sooner rather than later.
Yes, so me again, back with a different hat on. My name is Melanie Brahm, and in this instance, I'm a life coach. Since 2020, so 6 years now. I think there were two key reasons for me getting into life coaching. One was that I had many years working as a Pilates instructor, and as I worked increasingly one-on-one with clients, it became very clear that understanding a person's mind as much as their body was really important to getting the best results for them. And I became increasingly curious about how people tick and how I could help them. And I also had two clients that were instructors of coaches, and talking with them frequently about their experience and the sorts of things that they were teaching the trainee coaches. I think the combination of the two really just got me very excited about learning to do this. I think it's had a huge beneficial impact on my life. As the same with counsellors and therapists, we have to, as coaches, be coached by our peers so that we are sort of fully experienced from the other side of the exchange, and to just help us keep developing our skills. So I get to sit in the coachee chair fairly frequently, and all the learning through the different schools that I've trained with have just allowed me to feel more peaceful about life, to ride the frequent waves that come at you, the curveballs in life that just sort of previously would have really left me distressed, struggling. I feel much more resilient, robust, and able to cope and really see the positives in life so much more. Many, actually. I feel very honoured that a lot of my coaching clients have stuck with me. They've come to me with an initial topic, problem, thing that they wanted to work on, and we've worked through that and beyond it. And clearly, I must be doing something right, because they've stuck with me, and we continue to sort of elevate the quality of their life, build bigger dreams, and move them towards those things. Yeah.
I'm Tony Brown, and I work as a player liaison for a football agency in London. And I've been involved in football since I was 14, 15 years old, where I played for West Ham, did my scholar at West Ham, and came out of there when I was 18. Then played non-league, and then played in League Two for Brighton, then spent 10 years at Dover Athletic. After that, I set up a football academy called Soccer Elite in Maidstone, which was aimed to help young players get into pro clubs after they've been released. And while I was there, I went to university at the same time, got a sports science and psychology degree, and also worked at Chelsea for 16 years. After that, I ran Bromley under-19s youth team, and shortly after that joined the football agency, and I've been at the football agency for 5 years. I think I would have been available for more games, especially when I was younger, but I think educating children and parents around injury prevention, especially ones related to growth, are really, really important. Fit and just keep playing. It's important that as the body grows and the bones grow, that people understand how to manage the growth of the muscles and how muscles support joints and things like that. It's really key, and I think to take strain away from the body by managing the areas around joints and things like that, I think can help prevent injury. Preventing injury is a big thing that I believe in. Understanding how to prevent injuries like Osgood-Schlatter's and severs, and also plantar fasciitis. I was out for 2 years when I was 14. I had Osgood-Schlatter's. I had plantar fasciitis when I was 20 and missed a whole season because I didn't know how to prevent it. So just making sure that kids stay playing and healthy and fit, really. Yeah, definitely, like looking after the ankles and the knees, because there's a lot of strain on those now, especially in football. The way players turn, the speed that the way they turn, the technical level of the players now is much higher. So the joints are put under a lot of strain now at higher speed, and I think to strengthen ankles and knees and hips, keeping them mobile is massive.
Je parle des fois, tu ne m'entends pas. Comme un écho qui s'évapore dans l'univers. Sans retour, tu me laisses sans voix. Cloué, perché dans le vide de cette éternité. Je pleure, je crie, je bois, même parfois.
Girl with a dream that started in our spare bedroom. I wanted to build a community of like-minded people to help heal, grow, thrive, and get stronger all together. I went from this to this. I would like to thank each and every one of you for your continued support. For those who want to experience that community vibe, come to Aligned Wellness. All ready?
Yep.
Yeah? Let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay. One, and you guys are done. Well done. Bring it back to us.
Chin up.
Hey everyone, I'm Sandra, founder of Aligned Wellness in Elsford near Maidstone. We're your all-in-one well-being hub, a place to move, heal, recover and feel looked after. We offer reformer Pilates, osteopathy and a wide range of therapies, including shockwave therapy, sports, somatic and hot stone massages, reflexology, lymphatic massage and acupuncture. For skin and self-care, we've got a range of facials specific to what your skin needs, also different body sculpting treatments. And if you want support with mindset, we offer life coaching and hypnotherapy with more still to come. Here's the thing, every year you'd have a car service and MOT without fail, but we often ignore the body that we live in every day until something goes wrong and we're in pain. Come to rehabilitate, come to exercise, come to rest, come to recover, and be part of the community that has your back, literally. Come and experience Aligned Wellness.